k cube equal to 12 times k square into x plus 2k. Now further this is factorized as x plus 2k into x square plus 4k square minus 2k x equal to 12 times k square into x plus 2k. Now x cannot be equal to minus 2k, otherwise it would have the same abscissa as the abscissa of point P2. So we cancel this factor on both sides and get x square minus 2kx minus 8k square equal to 0, and from this we get x equal to 4k. Therefore the coordinates of P3 are 4k, 64k cube. Similarly we get P4 equal to minus 8k, minus 512k cube, and so on. Thus we see that the abscissa of P1, P2, P3, P4 up to Pn are k, minus 2k, 4k, minus 8k, and so we see that these terms are in GP and the common ratio of which is equal to minus 2. Now in the second part of the problem we have to calculate the ratio of area of triangle P1, P2, P3 to triangle P2, P3, P4. Now we know the coordinates of P1, P2, P3, and thus the area of triangle P1, P2, P3 would be equal to 1 by 2 into the determinant k cube 1 minus 2k minus 8k cube 1 4k 64k cube 1. The area of triangle P2, P3, P4 is equal to 1 by 2 into determinant, the elements of which are minus 2k minus 8k cube 1 4k 64k cube 1 minus 8k minus 512k cube 1. Now what we do is we take out 2 from this column and we take out minus 8 from this column to get 1 by 2 into minus 2 into minus 8 into the determinant k cube 1 minus 2k minus 8k cube 1 4k 64k cube 1. Now this is the same as this determinant, and hence the area of triangle P1, P2, P3 by area of triangle P2, P3, P4 is equal to 1 by 16. Now let us move on to the next part, that is lengths of tangent, subtangent, normal and subnormal. Let us say that this is a curve phi equal to f of x. Now let us say that P is any point on this curve with the coordinates x, y. Let us say that this is the tangent at the point P. It intersects the x-axis at the point T and makes an angle of theta with the x-axis. Now we draw a normal at this point x, y, which would be perpendicular to the tangent. Let us say that this is the normal and it intersects the x-axis at the point N. Now we draw a line which is perpendicular to the x-axis from the point P. Now the first is length of tangent. The length of tangent, that is PT, is the segment of tangent between the point of tangency and the x-axis. So this portion represents the length of tangent. Length of tangent is nothing but segment between the x-axis and the point of tangency. So we say that this is the length of tangent. Now what is subtangent? Subtangent is the projection of this segment along the x-axis. So this portion becomes the subtangent, which is the projection of the tangent along the x-axis. Now what is length of normal? Length of normal is the portion between the point on the curve and the x-axis. So Pn represents the length of normal. And what do we mean by subnormal? It is the projection of normal along the x-axis. So this distance represents subnormal. This portion represents the length of tangent. This portion represents the subtangent. This portion represents the length of normal, and this portion represents the length of subnormal. Now we are going to see expression to calculate the length of tangent, subtangent, subnormal and normal. The length of tangent is given by Pt equal to y into under root of 1 plus square of dx by dy. The length of subtangent, which is the projection of tangent along the x-axis, is Tm, which is equal to y into dx by dy. The third is length of normal, which is nothing but Pn and equal to y into under root of 1 plus square of dy by dx. And the last is length of subnormal, which is the projection of normal. So Mn is equal to y into dy by dx. So these are the expressions for length of tangent, length of subtangent, length of normal and length of subnormal. Now let's see an example. For curve y equal to ln of sin x, prove that s equal to y1 into tan of pi by 4 plus x1 by 2, where s is equal to sum of length of tangent and subtangent, and x1 comma y1 is the point of tangency. So in this problem, we have been given the curve y equal to ln of sin x, and we have to prove this relation. Here s is the length of tangent and subtangent, and x1 comma y1 is the point of tangent C. So let's see how to solve this problem. Given curve is y equal to ln of sin x, and any point on the curve is x1 comma y1. Now differentiating both sides with respect to x, we get dy by dx equal to 1 by sin x into cos x, which is equal to cot x, and let us say that this is equal to m. Now the length of tangent is given by the expression y1 into under root of 1 plus 1 by m square, and the length of subtangent is given by y1 by m. Now s is equal to the length of tangent plus the length of subtangent. So we add both these expressions to get s equal to y1 into under root of 1 plus 1 by m square plus 1 by m. We take 1 by m as common and get s equal to y1 by m into 1 plus under root of 1 plus m square. Now we put the value of m, which is cot x, and at the point x1 comma y1, its value would be cot of x1. So we get s equal to y1 into 1 plus under root of 1 plus cot square x1 whole divided by cot of x1. Now 1 plus cot square x1 is nothing but equal to cosec x1, and hence we get s equal to y1 into 1 plus cosec x1 by cot of x1. Now s by y1 would be equal to 1 by sin of x1 plus 1 divided by cos of x1 by sin of x1. This is because cosec x1 is equal to 1 by sin of x1, and cot of x1 is equal to cos x1 by sin of x1, and from this we get 1 plus sin of x1 divided by cos of x1. Now 1 plus sin of x1 could be written as sin of x1 by 2 plus cos of x1 by 2 whole square, and cos of x1 could be written as cos square x1 by 2 minus sin square x1 by 2. These are the basic trigonometric identities. Now this further reduces to sin of x1 by 2 plus cos of x1 by 2 divided by cos of x by 2 minus sin of x by 2. Now we divide the numerator and denominator by cos of x1 by 2 and get 1 plus tan of x1 by 2 divided by 1 minus tan of x1 by 2. This is nothing but equal to tan of pi by 4 plus x1 by 2, and hence we say that s is equal to y1 into tan of pi by 4 plus x1 by 2, and hence we have proved this relation. Now let us see how to find the angle between two curves. Angle between two curves is defined as the acute angle between the tangents at the point of intersection of the curves. This we have already studied in coordinate geometry. But once again, let us say that these are the two curves C1 and C2. Now they intersect at this point. We draw tangents to these curves at the point of intersection. This green line is the tangent to the curve C1, and this black line is the tangent to the curve C2. Now we see that these two lines make an angle of theta between them, and this angle is called as the angle between these two curves. So we can say that the angle between two curves is the angle between the tangents at the point of intersection of these two curves. Now let us say that the slope of tangent to the curve C1 is equal to m1, and similarly the slope of tangent to the curve C2 is equal to m2. Therefore the angle between the tangents is given by tan inverse of modulus of m1 minus m2 divided by 1 plus m1 m2. This is actually the expression for angle between any two lines, the slopes of which are m1 and m2, and hence as the angle between two curves is the angle between the tangents, so the angle between the curves is given by the expression tan inverse of m1 minus m2 divided by 1 plus m1 m2. We are taking a modular sign as we are taking an acute angle and the value of which should be positive. So let us try to solve an example. Find the angle between the curves y equal to x square minus 8x plus 15 and y equal to x square minus 6x plus 8 at that point of intersection. So in this problem we have been given two curves, y equal to x square minus 8x plus 15 and the other curve is y equal to x square minus 6x plus 8. Now we have to find the angle between these two curves at the point of intersection. Now the two curves given to us are y equal to x square minus 6x plus 8 and y equal to x square minus 8x plus 15. Now to find the point of intersection, we eliminate y from both these equations to get x square minus 6x plus 8 equal to x square minus 8x plus 15. From this we get 2x equal to 7 or x is equal to 3.5. So the abscissa of the point of intersection is 3.5. So we get this point as 3.5. Thus x is equal to 3.5 is the point of intersection of these two curves. We have to find the angle between these two curves. So we draw tangents at the point of intersection. So this represents the tangent T1 to the curve x square minus 6x plus 8 and this represents the tangent T2 to the curve y equal to x square minus 8x plus 15. Now the slope m1 is equal to dy by dx and for this curve is 2x minus 6. We put x equal to 3.5 to get m1 equal to 1. Thus the slope of the tangent T1 is equal to 1. Similarly, m2 is equal to 2x minus 8 and when we put x equal to 3.5 here, we get m2 equal to minus 1. Thus the angle between these two curves is tan theta equal to modulus of m1 minus m2 divided by 1 plus m1 into m2, which is nothing but equal to infinity. Therefore tan theta is equal to infinity and so theta would be equal to pi by 2. Thus we see that the angle between these two tangents is equal to pi by 2 and thus we can say that the angle between the curves is pi by 2. Now let's see what are orthogonal curves. If the angle between the tangents of the two curves at the point of intersection is 90 degree, then the curves are said to be orthogonal. That is, if we see that the angle between the two curves is 90 degree or the angle between the tangents of the two curves at the point of intersection is 90 degree, then these two curves are said to be orthogonal. We saw in the previous example that the angle between the tangents was 90 degree and hence those two curves were orthogonal. So any pair of curves for which the angle between the tangents at the point of intersection is 90 degree are called as orthogonal curves. The next is how to find the shortest distance between two curves. For two non-intersecting curves, the shortest distance lies along the common normal to these curves. So for two curves which are non-intersecting, then the shortest distance lies along the common normal to these curves. Of course, for intersecting curves, the shortest distance would be equal to 0. Here we are going to talk about two non-intersecting curves. Now let us say that this is one curve, that is C1, and this is another curve, that is C2. Now if we want to know the shortest distance, then this is the shortest distance which is along the common normal to these curves. This represents the common normal and this distance is the shortest distance between these two curves.